Hello, I am Sarah Millican. That was me having a quick glance to make sure it was recording. And this is episode 81 of How to Be Champion Storytime Spectacular. Ta-da! We are starting a new chapter, exciting. This is chapter 37 and it is about Standard Issue. In 2014, I set up Standard Issue, a no-bullshit women's magazine, and Mickey Noonan, Kiri Pritchard McLean and I had our first meeting. Months before, I had wooed journalist Mickey over mocktails and tapas in Browns, at Browns in Leeds. Weeks before that, I had emailed a handful of awesome women I knew asking what they thought of my idea to set up an online women's magazine that was an antidote to what is currently available to women. Diety, lipsticky, orgasm-y shite. Weeks before that, I had a conversation with Annabelle Giles, model, TV presenter, novelist and excellent pal of mine, about how women disappear. And I don't mean that when women get to a certain age they feel invisible because they aren't the target of advertisers, they're not flirted with, they don't count, although that is certainly true. I mean that if you're over a certain age in television more so, and media in general, you don't exist. I felt bad that wonderful women with stories to tell and experiences to share and lessons we can all learn from had no voice. People were willing to listen but had no way of hearing them. It was on that drive home from seeing Annabelle that the Standard Issue seed was planted. Included in the initial email to Sarah Pascoe, comedian, writer, pal and one of the first women I contacted, are these two paragraphs. What I propose is an altogether new kind of women's magazine online, one for all women, one where no woman feels bad or inadequate when reading it, one with no celebrity tittle-tattle, no photoshopping, no calorie counting, no cellulite circling, just honest, good and funny journalism. When I used to read women's mags, and one of the reasons I stopped, it didn't feel like a safe space. It felt like every page I turned there was a chance I was about to be made to feel inadequate. I'd like to make a safe space for women to read about everything that involves us. So, everything. What surprises me reading this 3 years later is exactly what we did. A line from Sarah's response was like a call to arms. It's not enough to just complain. You create an alternative and show that it is popular and possible. How easy it is to complain. And I've done it loads. While standing in a WH Smith's in a train station, scanning the magazine racks for anything that might appeal, but also not sink its teeth into my wobbly self-esteem. What if I'm not getting enough orgasms? I can sort myself out in less than 5 minutes. When is the right time to wear white jeans? I have unpredictable and heavy periods and stress-related IBS, and I sit on grass a lot and have a dog that likes putting his paws on my legs to say hi, so white jeans for me would be patterned in no time. How will I get my body ready for summer? I shave my fucking legs. And that's it. I hate the celebrity bashing in women's magazines. Woman, successful at her job, whose very inclusion in this dish rag helps increase the sales and therefore pays our wages, goes on a holiday and dares to dress like you would on a holiday. Oh, also she eats food. Ugh. Oh, I've complained. I complained when my perfectly fine dress on BAFTA night was considered awful by people whose job it is to bully and state their opinion as fact. Women who have big boobs shouldn't wear big patterns. You know that one, right, guys? Thou shalt not kill, covet thy neighbour's wife, or deign to wear a flower pattern on your generous jubilees. Sarah's words struck a chord. Don't just moan, do something. So I did. I rallied my women troops. I wooed the best journalist I knew to be the editor, and we got cracking. I thought making a brilliant magazine would be the hard bit. Turns out, no. Hold on. Battery is low. You don't need to know that. I don't know why I told you. If you surround yourself with excellent women who are all rooting for the greater good, in this case making women feel good, definitely not making them feel shit, giving them something ace to read that assumed they were bright, smart and interested in everything as a starting point, making a crazy good magazine is pretty straightforward. And when you tell incredible writers they can write about anything they like, they get very excited. They step out of the pink prison of spiralise yourself thin, and if it's spiralise yourself thin, 30 ways to get him to notice you, eyeshadows to make you stand out in the office, and step into why Bruce Springsteen might be the US president. Shit tips help with IBS, dealing with the death of a sibling, and a quiz on Sean Bean's TV and film deaths, plus regular articles on mental health, realistic womanhood, women's charities, and exceptional women in business. Just celebrating women in all of their glory. you know, how we can and do everything. That, and not just what we look like while we're doing it. And that is the end of episode 81. I hope you enjoyed it. Just as an add-on, we'll continue with the Standard Issue episode tomorrow, but Standard Issue became a podcast, so if you would like to have a listen, it is Standard Issue, that's the name of it, and it is, even if I say so myself, bloody great. I will see you all tomorrow. Stay in the house. If you have to go outside, wear a mask, wash your fucking hands, and I'll see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Take care.
Hello, it's Sarah Millican here. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all of my latest videos. Don't forget to like, pop a comment below, and why not stick around to watch a few more? I'm sure those emails or those dishes can wait a bit longer.